if you are just coming out of seminary or maybe just beginning pastoral ministry for the first time, I would suggest that you don't have just a theological justification for why you don't need to rest. If you look at the scriptures, you might be able to have a theological reason why you don't have to follow the Sabbath laws. But even the Sabbath laws, when God calls his people to rest, he says, when you rest, do it because I did it. So if you want just like a small picture of the character of God, just a small one, you can go back to the first week of creation and see where God worked 6 days and he rested. And then he calls his people, look, I did it and I enjoyed it. You should do it too. And so there's a vision of not just how to take a break, but really how to be like God. So while we may be free from Sabbath laws, even in the New Testament, we're not free from trying to be like God. God calls us to be holy as he is holy. And one of the most ordinary ways we can do that is working as hard as God worked those first 6 days and take a rest and day of delight in the way that God did. But even as we're doing that, if you notice in the creation narrative, God works 6 days and then he rests, not because he's tired, not because, man, there's a lot to build that sun and I better take a day of rest. So it wasn't a reaction to being exhausted, and nor was it a precaution against exhaustion. He's not thinking about week 2 and he's got to take a day to prepare for that. He's doing it for delight. And so the reason why God takes a rest is on the 6th day, everything's so good. He wants to take a day of delight, take a day of joy. And God is saying, I value and enjoy the Sabbath so much. I want you to take delight and joy in that day. So really, God is giving us the theological justification to have the best day of the year once a week. And we oftentimes, because we want to prove ourselves through our work, we want to find meaning ultimately in our work, we find theological justifications on why not to. But God has given us a reason. Even from when you're starting off, when you're church planting, or when you have young kids, to take a day of rest, a day of delight as a gift.